So here we go, guys. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Monday Night Live DJ chat here from the Disc Jockey News TV. We are back. We've got a room full of the intelligence in the room tonight is just outstanding. MJ and I are just basically going to sit here, and everyone's going to fill in the blanks, and we're just going to sit here and look thoughtful.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
I don't know if that was thoughtful. That might have been,
what the Lego City Oh, wait a second. Is that my thing feeding back through?
That was mine. I killed it.
Yeah, mine's doing it too.
It was all of me.
Yeah, well, mine was actually giving a commercial for Lego, the Lego things. When you guys hear that in the video, yes, go out and buy Legos for Christmas. Obviously. Oh, we got a bit nasty feedback. Where's that coming?
That's off me again. I hooked the thing back up. We're done with that cam.
Yep. He's not happy. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about things you can do to make money beyond, some of our traditional things that we talk about. We've talked about weddings, we've talked about doing some bar events, and there's a lot of other possibilities. We've each done a little bit here and there, and what we're going to do is kind of talk about that and try to break it up into a couple of different little segments tonight, so that way we can kind of gather our types of events. So, guys, some of you have gotten some time to put a list together tonight. If you can do it, what I'd like to do is kind of go through the first round where we're going to be looking more at things that we can do with our gear to make money, and then see if we can kind of divide it with gear and maybe things without gear and making money at the off times. Is that possible?
Sure.
Cool. We've got a couple of new faces with us tonight. James, why don't you introduce yourself for us if you can? Is your mic working?
Yeah, I'm on.
Nice.
You hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Jimmy DePalma, Spotlight DJ in beautiful North Carolina.
North Carolina. So your weather, you're still sitting pretty nice right now.
Yeah, I'm originally from upstate New York, so this is nice.
Oh, it's tropical compared. Well, New York is probably still pretty nice up there, but it'll change.
Not too bad.
And then, Mr. Luncher, I don't think have you joined us before?
Nope, this is my first attempt at a live broadcast.
Nice. So this is your first.
Than of course, up at Jimmy's.
Yeah, where it was crazy up there.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. For those of you who didn't get a chance to watch that, we're going to be dividing up those live shows that we did from down in Badness Heights, so down in Minneapolis, St. Paul area. But we had the room where we had a lot of people milling around, and we set up a little recording studio in the corner. So as people were walking by the room, because we had the door open during the day when Lori and I were setting it up, and people are looking in there and seeing all this recording stuff and wondering what exactly we were going to be recording in this hotel room.
So we have a recording studio there, and then they start seeing a parade of guys come in. You can imagine what they were thinking.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Mike, introduce yourself, please.
Okay, Mike with Alexis Entertainment out of Dubuque, Iowa, and then I do the monthly column for the DJ News, The Way I See It.
That is great. And I shouldn't say it this way, but I'm going to. You're one of the few people on staff that has a newspaper writing or a newspaper background.
A little bit, yes. I did some writing in high school. And then years later, I actually worked at a weekly newspaper. Didn't write. I was in the press room supervisor. But it was really great being there. I learned a lot about marketing and advertising while I was there.
Yeah, there's a lot that a person can learn, especially if you're doing a small newspaper, which my wife has a lot of experience doing. So
yes.
So guys, let's jump right into it now. Our thoughts tonight. We're going to start the way the screen is. It's got James and myself, and then Anthony, and then MJ. We're going to continue across. So James, the topic tonight is things or ways to make money, that are kind of untraditional. So you got any stories for us of things that you can do? And we're going to kind of start out and try to do it with our gear, things we can do with our gear.
I've done like a lot of Christmas parades where I'm the broadcast mixer for the live TV parade. In other words, I provide audio for the audience that's gathered at the central performance square. So the television commentator, that TV guys, all right, they're doing an announcement. It's going over to air, but I'm also putting it out I'm feeding the TV station, but I'm also feeding the PA that goes out to everybody there, and I'm rolling background music. And then when we have like performers come up, we run their audio via mic, and it goes over to PA speakers. So I do probably about 3 or 4 parades a year around this time. In fact, my next one is Saturday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I want to dig into that one more. I don't want to jump into it right now, but boy, that's fascinating because I'm thinking of so many questions as far as just microphone, how to make that work. So let's hold on to that. That might even become a future show there, James, if you wouldn't mind. 'Cause that's
Cool,
that's
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm the other end. I'm the broadcast TV guy, graphics guy. So.
Sure, coming from that side of it. So we got
Yeah.
all the media covered.
There you go.
Anthony, what's something that you can talk about?
Well, I have done a few parades as well. We'll say the generator quit on us one of those times before the parade started. But yeah, that's something else you can do. Like you can just bring in your lights, plug in a few speakers, and hook up an iPod on a parade, and there's an easy like $300 an hour, and that's what each parade's like an average 2 hours. So there you go. There's an easy $600.
And you've done some of that we were talking about that last year, that you had some sound systems and of course the generator issue. What when you've done the sound on a parade route there, were you running like just a 2-speaker system, or how did you handle that?
Well, I usually what I do is during the summer parades is I need to get 4 speakers because we have a live band on our float, and they like their bass, and my EVs don't like doing bass without subs. So I usually end up having to get more than 2 speakers and sometimes monitors for them.
Cool.
But, usually just the 2. There's more than enough for most of the people there.
Very nice, very nice. I'm picking up a theme so far with parades. Maybe we'll have to do a show on that. Let's keep going.
We did.
Yeah, let's run through. Yeah, that's right. You did tell me that a year ago, didn't you?
We could do an online parade.
Okay, great. Okay, MJ, you have a list.
Out.
I was told specifically tonight that I cannot speak before Mike, so Mike has to go first.
Oh, okay, Mike, then you go first, so that way.
That was a joke, of course, as you are the co-host. And we have a lot of mics. So is it me, Mike, or another Mike?
You are Mike, and
the other. And you can be Michael, and I can be MJ.
Well, no, he's
right.
Mike, and then Michael will be Michael Lenstra, so that way I can keep him somewhat straight. So I've got all three Michaels right across the middle of the screen here. So MJ, Mike, and Michael Lenstra.
If it counts, my middle name's Michael also.
Great. We're gonna do next week. Will be the Mike show.
I'm gonna start changing it to Mikey on my little text screen there.
There we go. That'll help tremendously as I'm glancing. So, okay, Mike, what do you have for us?
For me, we have some Christmas parades as well. But where I've been really successful is it's unique to our area. I've mentioned it before, but Mardi Gras parades, same idea, 2 or 4 speakers on a float, generator, et cetera, et cetera. Same idea, same principle, and it's just a different time of the year.
Sure.
I have 2 other areas that I'd like to mention that hadn't been discussed so far.
Yeah.
One of them is music editing. You can do cheer mixes. You can do. There's a lot of production things going on. A lot of brides are getting into creative formal dances or the bridal party dance, and a lot of times they want a mash-up or a mix. And so these are things that you can offer across the web through your site. But you do need to be very careful about the laws. There is some specifics about how you can legally do this to get around not around it, but to comply with the mechanical laws. And we want to make sure that we do that. But music editing is a choice, is an option. And there's one other thing I want to mention.
Unless it's really related to it, let's hold on because I want to go around and get everyone once, and then we're going to come back again.
Go for it.
Okay, perfect. MJ, now you're safe. Go.
Oh, I'm allowed to talk? All right, sweet. All right, I have 3 things.
You get one. You get one. What is it?
I'm going to say one now.
Okay, thank you.
But I could only come up with 3. Other than like that thesis paper that I put out there that all of you have got to read. If anybody would like it, I can send it to you. We're going to draw diagrams here soon. But anyway,
you ran out. You ran out of your word quota for the month after that thesis statement.
Yeah, it kind of, the machine stopped working at that point. But this one here, as we stated before we went live on the air, I'm kind of like supposed to be like the color commentator. So half the stuff I say, feel free not to take it seriously. Okay? So that's that with that there. One of the ideas I come up with, I think, is a good idea because it can work in different markets, like a big city or a small town. Because I think this need is in pretty much every background and everything. You could work part-time during the holidays or after the holidays as a thug for a loan shark. Okay, let me explain. It uses your DJ equipment. So if you go to collect from somebody and you crack them across the knee with an NS7, you know it's big enough to do damage because it's heavy. And then they have the damage to their knees. The police are going to look at that and go, it doesn't look like a bat, doesn't look like anything. How could you possibly, you just look like you fell down. No one could hit you with that. And the reason I think it works everywhere, because you look at Dan lives in the middle of Pennsylvania, and he's near a lot of Amish. So I'm sure there's some sort of loan shark with the Amish where they do, they loan you chickens or eggs or something like that.
Wait, he's taking Danny's place tonight. I got it.
And Dan could be their thug to collect, the collections. And if you hit someone with a piece of electronics, think about it. They'll never think of the Amish. Those Amish guys are clear because they're like, it's electronics. It can't be the Amish. So it's something to look at there.
So for all of our Amish viewers, send your comments to MJ at Disjockey.
Amish and Mennonite. I'll take comments from both.
John, the Amish won't be watching us, John, because they don't have electricity. But
I know that's why he's picking on the only couple of groups. Disclaimer, yes.
I'm done.
That is one group we had not offended.
No, so now we've added another one to our.
We have.
I guess again, if you're going to take on a group, that one's a pretty safe one. It's not like they're going to, really do.
I don't know. They do a lot of handwork, so they're healthy. I wouldn't want to go toe. No, much healthier and stronger than I am. So.
Oh my God, Eli and Ezekiel's they'll be over at your place later. Okay, Michael, Mr. Lenstra.
Couple ideas. Here locally, we have a couple communities that have Festival of Trees, and there's an opportunity. Most of the festivals play holiday music throughout their program, and that's one outlet for your gear. Just set it up and get some music and let it just play in a continuous feed is one thing. And then also some local stores that do decorating for the holidays, where you could use some of your lighting. If anyone's in uplights, that's a perfect place over the holiday season to offer these businesses some uplighting for their store displays.
Very nice. Very nice. You snuck two of them in there on me. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. The tree lighting. Actually, I've talked to a couple of DJs who are doing some things with that. And ironically, one of them was talking about it, and he's doing it with completely non-IP rated lights. It's like, huh? Oh, they'll take, as long as it's not a direct, the snow doesn't sit on them too long, they'll last. So we'll ask Jeremy Breckmore on that one a little bit later about how good that goes to your uplight. So we've got Dan and then Jeremy. So Dan, thoughts?
I got thinking, and I really kind of struggled because for the longest time I avoided anything to do with this time of year, just because my fear was there was a lot of snow, I wasn't getting out.
Yeah.
And so for the longest time I was just avoiding anything. So mine is going to be a little bit more, it's going to be like the fall, springish time. I've gotten a couple calls for company picnics, but not that they actually wanted a DJ. They just wanted a sound system. They wanted somebody that was going to come set it up, that was going to tweak it, that was going to run it. And they weren't looking for music. They were just looking for, while they were doing this picnic for their folks, and for when they were making announcements and doing that kind of thing, they wanted something good. And it was like, okay, that's an easy event for me, sure. And because it was a company, they were ready to go for it, and so it was a nice addition. So
yeah, that would be very, very cool. There we go. Sorry. So you're not a big fan of going out at this time of the year, Dan?
No, and no, I don't like winter. I really need to move south with Mikey or even Jimmy there, but It's just I don't like snow.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, John. I really don't.
No, we don't leave. We just basically, I make a trail between the house and the office, and that's as far as I go.
Snow isn't hard to deal with. It's fine.
I'm sorry. If it gets
Actually, Anthony probably even got it worse being a little bit
Yeah.
farther north. Yeah.
Hey, Dan, I'm with you. If it gets below room temperature, I'm hibernating.
Oh, okay. To wrap up our first round, Jeremy, what do you got for us?
Well, first of all, that's why John has 6 kids, because it does get so understand from Michael Joseph, from MJ's comments, we're talking about how to paralyze people with our equipment. Is that what this topic is?
Yeah, no, tonight's topic is how to offend another demographic of people. Because we have
your equipment.
with your equipment, yeah, and then after that, look for sponsorship. Say, hey, look at your mixer's famous on the news.
I whacked 3 guys. I whacked 3 guys with your mixer, and it just keeps running. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you got the heavy.
So one of the things that's been really popular for us, not even just locally, but we actually have a lot of our lighting equipment going around in the region. There are a lot of church concerts and pageants, and I don't even know what you call them. I mean, there are huge productions, and they just rent all of our equipment. We have about 6 Intimidator 355Zs going out. We've got, I mean, it's like they send a truck to come pick all the lighting up from us. We give it to them for about 3 weeks, and I mean, pretty much they're paying for our equipment, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I mean, there's a lot of Christmas and winter festivals. I don't know how much Hanukkah festivals are going on, but there's great opportunity with just all the different seasonal activities. Just renting out your gear, and I mean, sometimes they'll ask us, "Hey, can I get an hour of your time to come set this up, or to show us how to run it?" So just kind of the technicality of it all too. That becomes kind of an extra income that is kind of unexpected.
Yeah, that'd be a really cool idea. And again, probably the biggest, most attractive part is you're getting into a spot where they're going to pay for your lights, and the groups aren't going to abuse it like in the old days when I've had some bars rent some lighting, and that was back when there was cigarette smoke and everything else nasty going on inside those establishments. And yeah, they don't come back in the same shape they went out. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting when the church originally finds a shot time video that I did on the geyser. Chauvet Geyser about 3 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And they contacted me and they're like, "Hey, we want some of those for our Christmas pageant." I'm like, "What kind of Christmas pageant are you putting on that you need smoke geysers?" But then they showed me the production of what they put together, and every year they keep making bigger requests, and we're fulfilling them. And like I said, it's a great opportunity for us to get our equipment out there and get it more used when we're not using it. So it works out great.
Very cool.
Yeah. Could I just jump in here for a second,
Yeah,
John?
go ahead.
Okay, just I guess a question for Jeremy and Dan. I mean, how comfortable are you renting your equipment out to someone that you don't know, that may be traveling miles away? Any issues that you've ever had with that?
No, Dan, go ahead.
I was going to say, actually, I don't rent mine out without me.
Okay.
It goes with me. So I kind of have to, if they want, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm going to charge more for that. If they wanted just to come get a sound system, I usually send them down the road to a local shop.
Yeah.
They want, if they're going to get me, they're going to get the person that's going to run it, or at least stand there. If they really like, oh, we got a song, all right, I'll just stand there. But yeah, so Jeremy can probably take it more from that aspect, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, we have insurance on all of our equipment. We also have basically in our rider or in our rental contract to them, they're required to have insurance as well. We also get a credit card from them. So for some reason, if there's any damages or any issues, that they're aware that those could accumulate and those could happen. Like John said, I mean, when you're working with a church group, that kind of thing, they're pretty careful with everything that you've got. I remember, gosh, when I first started out, there was a hip hop group in my area, and they're like, "Hey, can we rent some speakers and some lights and all this stuff?" And there's just nothing against hip hop, but the hip hop to the church, it's a little bit different.
Yes.
Those you have to kind of just say, okay, you know what, I'll be there. I just want to monitor. I want to make sure everything is running correct. And, just keep those things in mind. But like I said, if you ever, we actually do a lot of rentals. We rent out a lot of our lighting to wedding planners, to facilities. And, we have a pretty good relationship with them. We trust them. They trust us. And, when you're working with an outside party who you're not used to working with, I always recommend having a credit card on file in case there are any damages.
Do you give them any training when they rent your equipment, Jeremy?
It depends on what I'm sending out. If they don't know how to do DMX, then, yes, they can pay me to come. I will actually DMX the entire show for them. This church group, they actually started watching, again, they watched some of my shop time videos and my how-to videos in Show Express. And he's like, oh my gosh, yeah, this makes sense. And then I always tell him, I said, you know what? It's $75 an hour. If you have questions or you have troubles, just call me up. I'll give you, I'll just help you over the phone. And last year, I think they spent an hour just on, me helping them over the phone. But again, it gives them a sense of relief knowing that I'm there to take care of them.
Sure.
It gives me a sense of relief knowing that they're using the equipment to its fullest potential.
Mm-hmm.
So, if it's a sound system, like I just did a delivery today for a furniture company. And it was a projector screen, and a sound system for $600. All I did was drop it off. I opened up the unit. I said, here's the dials. Here's how you turn up the microphone. Here's how you turn up the computer. It's a very simple process. And again, sometimes all it does is take a little teaching to, make sure that they know what they're doing. And again, they're going to call me back because they know I'm going to take care of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, I'm curious, and this was something I'd like to throw out to the rest of you guys. You talked about the Christmas parades, and nothing against you, Jeremy, but like it sounds like you definitely have yourself established as a rental group. How do you guys find yourself getting into some of those Christmas parades? Did you approach them? Did they approach you? I use the Christmas parades or the tree lighting ceremonies and things like that. Were you reaching out to some of the community groups, or again, are you just well established in that, and it fell into your lap? Lack of better terms.
James, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I actually work for the television station, so I got an instant in on every parade that we broadcast. So easy.
Yeah. Anthony, how about yourself? How did you get connected with your parades?
Well, it's actually through one of my mom's cousins who organizes them. So they just asked me if I could help them out.
So just check with your mom's cousins.
Yeah, exactly. That's the important part. Or work at it. Now, my particular case, I do the parade. You guys have probably seen some of my videos from that parade where I do the sound in town. And that's basically because I've performed at the bar, and I'm with Lori's newspaper. A lot of people now know me through that area. So it makes it kind of a logical thing that they have someone who knows the area, knows a lot of people, isn't afraid to talk on a microphone, which bridges us over to, some of the ideas and thoughts of ways we can make some additional money without our DJ gear. And we've already, we got it. Somebody's got something going on.
Yeah, I think Juan's watching Monday Night Football.
Hold on, I'm turning it up.
Yep. He doesn't have his camera on yet, so.
Let me ask you this, John. So, like, you are emceeing the parade, or how is that all working?
Yes.
Because I have an answer for the whole parade thing and how to get involved in that. But like when we do our involvement in the parade, we actually do a float in the parade, which we have won best use of lights many years in a row. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I would hope so.
But we don't really do anything with the parade itself. We do have people that come to us asking for lighting, and basically it's one of those things where you can kind of set it and forget it, and then they can use it however they want to in the design. But you guys are actually talking about emceeing the parade. Is that what you guys do? What you're doing?
In my case, it is because I like to. And this is for the smaller town parades. That's kind of something that adds a lot to these small town parades, where you can spread out a sound system and you can announce the floats that are coming through. In the case of with a lot of these smaller towns, you know almost everybody, so you can add a little bit of color. And we're finding, myself, as I've done this at a couple of parades, and the local bar that keeps hiring me up in Grey Eagle, that people just like that small town feel. Could it be done in a larger parade? Oh yeah, and it would be obviously you can't do a large area, but you could do it, and you actually could have 2 or 3 different spots. And the advantage over a more organized parade than what I've been typically working with is they would actually have a list of who's there and what you're talking about. Here comes an antique vehicle, and the way it's done in Grey Eagle, you don't know what it is. When it's done in Uppsala, you know a little bit more about what it is. So but it does add a lot, and there's sponsorship opportunities where you could have the emceeing and the background music and such sponsored by, and have 4 sponsors, and each of them is paying a couple $100 to sponsor your mic work, and you can make some pretty decent money that way.
We actually own the parade here in this town that I live in. We actually operate it. We put it together. We schedule everything. So we got total control over it. And, we have 3 announcers. We got 2 guys, one doing color, one doing play-by-play, and one down on, the parade actually on the street to walk up and interview people on the floats.
Yeah. And that I've actually tried to do that a few times with my wireless microphone, going out into the street and stopping the parade, especially during the like next year with it being an election cycle. I'll be doing that a lot more. And it's interesting because I'll come up to a candidate who's running and shaking hands and going through the crowd, and it'll be like, hey, here's candidate Joe Schmo here, and then Joe, say hey to everybody. And some of them are okay, but half of them are horrible. They're like, It's like, okay, there's thinking on your feet for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no one scripted this for me. I don't know what to say.
Here's the
teleprompter quit.
What do you got there, Anthony?
That's still one of the last floats I did. I don't know if you can see my.
Yeah, it's really tough to see. Those are tiny.
Yeah.
Let me log in from my phone. We'll try that.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll keep going. We'll keep going because I think we should do I think we could really dig into a parade talking floats, because I think there's, as Jeremy said, there's 2 different angles. There's the float side of it, and then there's ways to make money away from it, and I think that we could really go into dig into both of those areas and really have.
Well, I really like Jeremy's angle there, because I can see where having a float in a parade showcasing your lights would really attract a lot of other floats, a lot of other businesses coming to you and going, hey, now, could you hook me up with this? That's a good angle.
Oh, I think so. I've seen that at a few parades that we've done, that you can go and you do that, and you end up the next year, you're doing 3 different floats. I think I think 3 was the highest we did in one parade, but that was a long time ago, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
The cool thing about getting yourself in the parade, well, first of all, you have all these floats before you that have all these little Christmas lights so daintily put on, and then here we come with our 5,000 watt certified guy. They know we're coming. The nice thing is, if you can make a very impressive float, and we usually theme ours something that we know is going to kind of draw the crowd, something exciting. Like we always do the Grinch. And one year I made a huge snow mountain thing. We put a skyjack on the back of the trailer, and we jacked it up about 15 feet in the air. And then basically to cover up the jack, we did fabric in white to actually make it look like a snow hill. And we made the top of the skyjack look like a sled. And then I was the Grinch on top dancing around and all this stuff. And, everyone had a blast because the Grinch is obviously known across the board from everybody, the young, the old.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when you can put a fun float together, something that's memorable, it's a great promotion for you, and it really just brings the parade a really interesting float in the whole combination of all those little Christmas lights. So
did the Grinch have to duck the traffic lights?
Playfully I did. I was kind of doing this whole limbo thing going underneath, and yeah, it was.
Jeremy, if you have any pictures of that, Jeremy, send it over.
Yes.
I'm not going to post them or anything. I just,
I will.
I'd like to see that.
You know what? Yes. You might just see the Grinch next Monday.
It's getting
you
that time
have
of
to for it, and if we do a Christmas special, you
gotta wait till least after Thanksgiving, though.
Yeah.
That's right.
Please.
We only offend so many groups at one time now. Don't offend the Thanksgiving people.
I'm not too far from Jeremy, so maybe I might check that out.
Oh, crazy. So let's go around, guys. We got about a half hour, and now let's we've talked a little bit about the parade and such. Let's talk about some of the other things that we have done, and regardless of time of the year. But let's share those second and third things on our list of what we have. Anthony just likes to hold up toys. I think that's what he's here for tonight. Let's start, Mike.
He's a random product placement guy.
We've got the Lego character. Mike, you said you had a couple more on your list. Let's start with you right in the middle, and we'll work our way around.
Okay. We're still with equipment or not?
Whatever. Let's kind of open it up for time of the year and equipment or not.
I have two. Both are in the production services department. One is being able to provide your gear for different production shows, similar to what you're talking about with the Christmas things. But there's a lot of stuff going on. Goodwills and, different charities, different events have different things going on. And there's a lot of things that you can do besides DJing. When I mean production, I mean actually get involved with the planning and the helping them to solve problems and those sort of things, the logistics of putting on a show. A lot of them are clueless and don't have an idea. And then you can also go to work, still making money in that theme. You can go to work for a local theater or a concert hall. The fall time is usually a pretty busy time for those kind of things, Cirque du Soleil, et cetera, different concerts coming through town. And all of those people, all of those venues are hiring stagehands, sound engineers, production people. And so although it's not a great deal of money, you can learn a lot and still make a few dollars and make some great networking connections by working for a theater, a community center, et cetera, in your slow time.
Yeah, I think Ben Stowe has talked about not working theater specifically, but he does a lot of sound up in Bemidji there at the Sanford Center, and he will work with the touring person who is the sound tech from the companies and sharing ideas and bouncing back and forth. Ben obviously is coming in.
If you want to learn more about lighting, you could work with the lighting tech.
Yeah.
And there's carpentry, there's electrics, sound and audio, it just goes on, and there's different departments. And so just use it as a training opportunity and still get paid. Yeah.
Great stuff. We are working our way around here. James, let's go. Let's pop up back to you now. We talked about the parade. Do you have a second one for us?
New Year's Eve gigs. One of the biggest things that I do whenever I do a New Year's Eve gig, I always try to, if there's not a TV, video monitors, whatever, I bring stuff in. And what I do is I do a build up live going right into the live event. So I toss it like with the build I cut in every like 20 minutes or so, get everybody riled up. And then what I do is with 30 seconds, I cut right into like we're joining in progress. And I have the actual TV feed running into my board. And, when they do those fireworks off the Times Square with a big woof, woof, I got it cranked. I redlined the system. Everybody goes nuts. It's awesome. I mean, it's such a high. It's like place goes nuts.
I tried to do something similar to that with streaming internet. I think it was 2 years ago. And it worked really great for the practice time. And then at, 11:58, then all of a sudden the internet went.
Yeah,
I tried it 2 years ago also, John, and mine worked. I guess you kind of have to be in an area where you're not going to get interruption in the thing. But I didn't get any positive responses by it. So
I used the live over the air, like either antenna or cable feed.
Yeah, you're using real equipment, and I was doing an internet streaming thing that's probably all of a sudden had the whole wide world. Let's all connect so we can see and be right on the exact same time, kind of a thing. And
Y2K just was a little delayed for you. Y2K, there it was.
Exactly. Yeah, that's an interesting story. We'll have to talk about the gig I had for Y2K sometime, because that was an experience in the up on the Iron Range here in Minnesota. That for a future day that we'll jump into that one. So, okay, let's see, Anthony, you're up in the corner there. What do you got for additional? We talked about parades a little bit. What are some other things?
AV work. It's always fun.
Are you talking AV for a specific
corporate
group? Okay, corporate.
You get to sit behind a desk all day and press one button, the go forward button.
That's what John does now.
Exactly. I mean, that's my DJ skills right there. You just kind of nailed that one down.
Let's say it's basically the boring way to make money. So basically, you can just set up your speakers and 2 mics and just sit in the back behind your soundboard and just mix them and press your PowerPoint for an hour, and you make however many $1,000 you want to make.
And the idea with corporate things, this is the time of the year when a lot of those groups, it's ironic, they don't want to spend $1,000 on a DJ, but they're going to still have a dinner. Oh, and we need a microphone and we need a projector, we need a screen, and they're going to end up paying the hotel $1,000 to rent these things, which is really kind of ironic because most DJs would have let them use their microphone and their projector and their screen for the $1,000 they would have charged them to DJ the event.
There's another thing I did do. It was for my school a while back. Is they had like a art show that goes all over downtown in the city. They asked me to light up a sculpture for them. So I ended up renting a pair of GLP Impression X4s, which are basically like these giant LEDs. And I ended up using one as a sky tracker. So that was a bonus that they liked.
Cool.
So that was something else I did to make a little bit extra cash.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Let's jump down to Mr. Lenstra.
Yes. Are we still talking just gear or some other opportunities?
We're kind of other opportunities. That's kind of we're kind of directing that way, but we've kind of touched on gear too. Really looking at something that's any time of the year that would be applicable.
Okay. One of the guys when I first went out on my own and had a guy join me, he still does some events for me, but maybe I don't know 5 or 6 years ago, he started getting into the trivia and started doing bar trivia. And the bar trivia kind of grew to not only does he do it there, and I've subbed for him some, then he got into doing like fundraisers for the nonprofits. So, I can tell you just last week, he did 3 different bar events. He charges $200 for each one. And then over the weekend, he did 2 fundraisers. And I believe he charges them right around $400. And so, you're looking at well in excess of $1,200 for off season. We're not doing many weddings in our locale anyhow.
Yeah.
For that. And ironically, he went to a grocery store that has a diner and talked to them about doing it in a grocery store as opposed to a bar. And that's been his most successful venue. He's
really
averaging 12 to 14 teams every Monday night. They're at the grocery store.
In their deli area or just
in their diner?
Okay.
I have a friend that does that at a couple places here. Yeah.
Yes. Now, MJ, I have to ask, the trivia in your area, is it just kind of pertain to the bar scene, or I know he did some bars that were just like, maybe not. But then he was doing more things like that bar and grill, like an Applebee's or something like that, and it goes over well there. He's actually one of his weekly events is a sports bar at one of the casinos here in town.
To answer that question, I've never been to a trivia night. I've never been to a karaoke night.
Okay.
That would require him to actually go outside.
Yeah.
What I would say,
might be snow.
From my experience in my area with what I've seen either advertised or friends of mine that are doing and stuff like that, definitely seems the more that food is involved, the more or the better, I guess, that it goes over as far as the trivia and the karaoke's and things like that. Not saying it hasn't succeeded and doesn't succeed in other places, but I hear more positive feedback and more the running week after week after week after week with the trivia ones like the Applebee's, like the sports bars. Again, where it's food and drink.
And I think you're probably correct on that, Dan. I really think your trivia players aren't drinkers, much like your karaoke people. I've had several bars that have done karaoke for 2 or 3 years and then dropped it, and they said the people come in, they just drink ice water that they're saying they're not there to whoop it up and have a good time, and same way with trivia.
I found out here in the city that salsa nights are the same way. They just want water.
Yep.
Yes.
It's hard
Some
to
people
dance
need
fast
the
when you're
liquid courage. Some people need the liquid courage, to get up there and sing.
Some people do, but I think the people who are the diehards, whether it's the salsa dancers, the country line dancers, the trivia people, they just don't drink that much, and so now you've got to try to make your money as Dan was saying with the food is where the venues have to make their money, and it still can work. It's best if your trivia night appeals to the about 24 to 32-year-old people who will drink. But let's face it, when we're in our mid-40s and we have to be to work the next day, we're probably not going to go out and tie one on. And it's just not going to happen.
But we might get there early enough to order a burger basket and later on have appetizers or whatever.
Precisely.
Especially since these things take place usually midweek.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them, that I've talked to a couple of guys who do it, and they're doing them from 7 to 9, 8 to 10. So it's an early night, but it's still.
And an easy setup too. You don't have to take a whole lot of gear to go in and do a trivia night.
Yeah.
I've done them, and I've been, when it's all wrapped up, I'm out of there in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Quick and easy. Let's see. Dan, you get some more thoughts for us with some other ideas.
Probably my biggest thing that I use is my day job. I'm a teacher, so there you go. Everybody go be teachers. I'm kidding. In all seriousness, I have a couple of friends of mine in Erie, and I've talked about them in one of the news articles. This is a big time of the year that they kind of rope back on doing a lot of the other types of events, and they'll do a lot of fundraisers, and not necessarily the fundraisers where they're really going to make a lot or even make anything off of it, but do it from a strictly PR standpoint. There's last weekend they did an Enchantment Under the Sea, so it was a Back to the Future themed dance. This weekend they're doing a disco party and an epilepsy event, both in the same weekend. Coming up in the spring, they'll do an 80s night. They'll do an adult prom, and we're talking events that they're getting 600, 700, 800 people through the door. Money's going to the charity, and every time he does it, he says the very next day he's got 8-10 people calling him for events. So he does it from a strictly, he's taking a cut that night, and his guys are bought into the idea that we're going to give back, and it's going to come back and help us. And they've seen, just since they took it serious and started doing this philosophy of 4 or 5 events just in their off season, I've seen their group jump to, I think they hit 100 events. And I know for some of you guys that's normal, but we're talking a big ramp up for, I think it's 5 guys that they've got. So to see that jump up through this give back mentality, I think is really a good thing. And if anybody can do that, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, very neat idea. That's for sure. There's a line though. We've all run into that where we're giving back and we're going to donate our services for whatever the event is, and more times than not, unfortunately, you feel like you're being used and there's not the return. So hearing that it's working for some folks is really kind of cool.
I think one of the things that's really helped for them, and because I've sat down and talked with him, in fact, he's got me, I bought into it so much that I'm doing my own adult prom in the spring. But one of the things I think has really helped is they don't wait for someone to approach them about doing an event. If they know of an organization that either A, they believe in, or B, they think would have a decent following, they jump in and say, you know what, we can do this for you, or we can do this type of event for you, or you know what, you've kind of had a downturn for your event. Let's use what we've done at these other events to really kind of take this to the next level. And so it's not, hey, I'm coming in and I'm doing my stuff for free and I'm hoping I'm going to get stuff out of it. They really take the forefront to say, you know what, I'm going to be a part of this. I'm going to jump into this and we're going to help you with it. Mm-hmm. It means more time. It means more effort, but it's paying off. And I think that right there is because it's paying off because they're as involved as they are. Plus, he does a little bit to get a little bit more higher than, oh, we're going to put your name on the flyers. If, listen, we're going to help take the forefront of this. It's brought to you by, or it's, music by, definitely like forefront. Can't miss our name, can't miss our logo, can't miss our, our info. And it works.
Yeah. An adult prom. MJ, I think that would be a gig that you do really well at.
Yeah, I would, because I couldn't get a date to one.
That wasn't where we were going.
Jay, I'll tell you what, you can come. I need help that night, and you're only 4 hours away. Come on.
We'll talk offline. We'll talk.
He'll bring his NS7.
Let me do it. I'll give you a hand too, Dan. If it's possible, I'll come out too. So
all right, yeah, that's right, Jay. I didn't see you down there, buddy. So.
Yeah, he has more lights than most clubs I DJ at. So
Nice.
Let's see. We got Jeremy. Jeremy, some additional thoughts.
Yeah, actually, I kind of want to touch base on what Dan said, and I mean, he's looking at the how can I give back aspect, which is great. We do a lot of that as well, and I greatly appreciate that. One of the things that DJs have to understand is we can't always just wait for the work to come to us. Sometimes you have to go put on an event and inspire people to get involved with you. And, maybe that's where you fill in your gaps. I'm looking forward to my time off, or my slower time, which is February 1st through the 13th or the 12th, actually. Corporate seems to be such a powerful thing, with whether it's a party, a Christmas party, or just a holiday party, or an appreciation for their employees. Like Anthony said, just having video setup or sound setup for those type of people. There's great money there, and it's usually repeat, which is a fantastic opportunity. But some of you might know I am very strong into the education. I love education. I mean, I have spent thousands upon thousands of dollars this year just on education for my staff, myself. And, if you're looking to fill those gaps because you don't have anything going on during this time, go work on some education. Go find some education. Go join a theater club. That's actually what my last Disc Jockey News article plug was all about. It was about, just going out there and learning, maybe not from another DJ who's always telling you or giving you a pat on the back saying, oh my gosh, that video of you doing that introduction was amazing. You're awesome. Start learning from people you're not used to learning from. Go find a speech coach. Go find a voice coach. Go find a improv coach. If you're a lighting designer, get out of the DJ lighting aspects of it and go, like someone had said before, go look at the theatrical aspects. And this is your opportunity. If you're not busy, get yourself better, so when next year comes around, you're top notch. So to me, again, I mean, if you've got some downtime, go get yourself educated.
And to add to that, Jeremy, I think you mentioned, of course, going to others who aren't DJs, but I even think that in the DJ realm, that you can still pick the brains of other DJs if you are learning from them. Like as an example, James has a TV production and lighting background, so we're going to be able to learn things from James that we don't know because of his background. And, Dan is coming from a school background. And how many of us would love to have some ideas and tips on how to handle middle schoolers at our dances? Well, Dan's teaching, experience is going to give him that. MJ's got a nice background. So, it all comes together, and you can.
Did you say it's a nice backside?
Background.
Oh, background.
But no, MJ, he's done traveling for large youth events, large church youth events, and that's going to give more of a DJ feel. But there's still things within that realm that we can learn, and not just how we're doing our typical the same thing that we do all the time. Looking for differences in an area in which they have some knowledge that I don't have.
And this just in, John. This hasn't come up yet, but this just in. I just caught this on Facebook that Peter Mary has a gig, an off-season gig from now until Christmas. He is Peppermint the Elf.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Peppermint the Elf at a Christmas display. Seriously, if you're kind of really light from now till Christmas, there's probably things like that out there. I mean, who's more, used to entertaining or working with the public than a DJ?
Oh, exactly. And in Peter's case, he has that the voice and he can do the talkovers and such. Let's see, Mike, you've got something.
Hold on, I want to add one thing to that.
Okay.
I would be a very awkward 6'4" elf. I'm just, I don't know if that's a fit.
Since we're on the elf and Santa thing, that was one of my three that I picked for tonight. Not as an elf, but to be a Santa, because we're DJs, we take a lot of requests. And what does Santa say to every single kid? What do you want for Christmas?
Yeah.
Be perfect for the DJ mindset. Go be a Santa.
And then no, I'm not going to go there. Never mind.
Feel free. I'll go there if you send me a note. I mean, go ahead, Dan.
It's coming. Just wait a second.
Yeah, we'll hold on to that. Right in the middle, Mike. You had a thought.
A couple of quick things to tag on to what Jeremy said. Go shadow somebody that you admire, or somebody that you want to learn more from, a peer in the industry. And then some other quick tips. Back up your website, your music library, update your marketing materials, and work on your website SEO when you have nothing else going on.
And to build off your website thought, for those of you out there who are watching, and if you don't realize that about 81% of the traffic for the Disc Jockey News last week came from mobile devices. If your website is not mobile friendly, you've got to rework your website. It's just become a mobile world, as we know, because we're all very well attached to those devices. But if you aren't there yet, and truthfully, the Disc Jockey News looks okay in mobile, but we have to make it so it's quicker and faster, because that 2.5 to 3 seconds it takes to load on my iPhone is way too long. So we have to make it faster. So yeah, good advice, Mike. Good advice. Let's see. We've got Chili. The topic was what will MJ be cooking for the Thanksgiving dinner? So go ahead.
Microwaved turkey.
I'll probably be a burrito or cereal.
I got my hungry man ready to go.
Man, you guys just paint me as this pathetic person that has no family or life.
Well, I mean, if the shoe fits.
You got that lovely backdrop behind you there. No, Chili, what we're talking about things, of course, that people can do beyond DJ, to make some additional money in places you can look and what have you. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, actually, I just picked up I guess you would refer to it as a residency. It's a weekly event at a trampoline park. They're looking to do a teen night. So I'm going to be playing there from, I think, 7 to 11 or 9 to 11. It's a couple hours a night on a Friday for a couple $100. So if you have I guess MJ plays at Dave and Buster's occasionally. So if you have any of those
fun gig,
any of those gaming centers or family fun centers, those are always great opportunities.
Oh yeah, for sure. They like to have the music there, and they want clean music too, which then goes to our sponsor. Oh wait, we don't have that set up yet.
You would not believe how many gigs I get because I play clean music. At the clubs, wherever people at the clubs complain that I play clean music, but all the other places that hire me they're like, we want you.
Yeah, because of that. That's a huge thing. A huge thing. Let's jump down to Juan. Juan, you're with us.
Yeah, I'm here.
Now, if you'd let that little scraggly beard grow a little bit, then we could bridge into MJ's DJ Wannabe Santa Claus story.
Exactly. Nothing like a dark-skinned Santa Claus.
Yep. Those Irish Santa Clauses.
Chai.
So Juan, what do you got? What are some of the things that beyond our typical DJ things where guys can look at to pick up a couple of bucks?
So for me, I do karaoke. Some of you guys know that. I've been doing that for years. So the karaoke always works out. But I also do photo booth service. So if I'm not doing DJing a wedding or an event, my photo booth is still available because I can't book both of them at the same time because it just doesn't work that way. So I can do the photo booth. If I'm not DJing, I just go use the photo booth somewhere else. So that works out pretty good for me. So
what do you like to do more, the photo booth or the DJ side of it?
Yeah, for me, I love music, so it's got to be the music side. But then again, I do like to do the photo booth too as well. I mean, it's a little bit of both.
I get that. Because for myself, it's kind of a change of speed. And I feel when I'm doing the photo booth, there's a lot less responsibility on me than there is when I'm doing the event. So
yeah, a lot less pressure when you do the photo booth because you don't have to worry about making sure that things are going exactly right at the event. I mean, you still got to make sure things are right, but the printer ran out of paper. Oh well, just put another roll in.
Yeah,
it's simple. Not like the computer crashed. I can't play any music, so
yeah.
Exactly. I like your headphones, by the way.
Thanks. I like yours too.
I have my Samsung ones. Okay.
There was some. Jeremy had said something about getting some education. There's one thing I kind of somewhat touch base. One good thing for anybody who's looking to be a little bit better on the microphone is take some improv classes, because you can learn a lot on the improv class. Not only just on the entertainment part of it, but just even for yourself, for speaking. They learn you get taught how to articulate your words a little bit better. So. And be fun about it, and I needed to go back and take some more improv classes. I think because I do okay, but I can do a lot better.
And I think Ron Ruth is a big proponent of that. Also, he's been taking improv classes, and he shared last week he's been taking a different type of class, and this is something I think we'll have to get him on in the next couple of weeks when we dig into that, because I think that's a great area where he would be able to share, because he actually had some routines, and he was saying he thinks he can use some of those on one of our shows. So that'll be a great topic for a future show. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Well, guys, we've got about 5 minutes left, and we'll just everyone can open up their microphones and such, because what we are going to be doing starting next week, next Monday night, we're going to get into this really, really big, but we're going to be doing a 12 Days of Christmas promotion. And what this means is that we are going to, from December 1st to December 12th, we are going to be drawing a prize each night. And this prize is going to be something people will sign up for, but it's going to be basically something that they will get, the DJs from around the country will get before Christmas to put under their Christmas tree. Now, we came up with this idea, and we put this out to our sponsors, and we've got some incredible sponsors here at the Disc Jockey News. We have got, I think, close to $10,000 worth of gear that we're going to be giving away over those 12 nights of...
Wow.
Are we eligible?
Yeah, right.
The only one
are we disqualified?
No. This is actually
I'll sign up now.
This is something that excuse me, Rob and I talked about, and we've only basically he and I are the only ones who are going to be off limits, because this is going to be open as a disc jockey, kind of the Disc Jockey News TV arena. So we're going to open it up.
We're eligible.
So everyone can go sign up, because this is we're going to have it so that those of you who are out on our email list will be emailing you, and all you have to do is click a link to get into the contest. If you're not on our email list and you're new to the Disc Jockey News or Disc Jockey News TV, we'll have a link starting next Monday night where you can go and click. But this is going to be pretty big, and what we're working on right now is we've got our 12 sponsors, and we have some more sponsors that want to come in with some smaller things. So we were thinking about the idea of having a companion prize, so that if you would win, then there's a companion prize. So let's say that there was a light tree that Dan wins a light tree. Well, there would be a companion prize with that, and if he had someone signed up with him, then that companion person would win a $50 iTunes gift card, or they would win a pass to Mobile Beat or what have you. So this is something we've been working on, and we got to get some more things figured out and such. Rob's been working really hard on this. But next Monday night we start that, and then December 1st, which I think, where does December 1st fall? Is that on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yes, on a Tuesday.
So we'll be doing one drawing, or will we? Yeah, we'll be doing one drawing during our regular show.
Can I win? Can I win on Wednesday, John? Because that's my birthday too.
Okay, I'll be very honest with you that the Wednesday and such. You know, you want to win. You want to win sometime in the middle. There's some really cool prizes in the middle, and there's some good stuff at the beginning and good stuff at the end. But
So you got to tell us, at least tell us what some of this stuff is. Do it for the sponsor's sake.
Yeah, one of them is they're giving away a date with me. That one's a high-end product.
that's our pinnacle.
What, disqualified for that one?
Yeah, all of a sudden, yeah. I don't.
You need to make it so they have to watch to win.
That would be very cool. That would be very. I think when we get to the some of the prizes, we may do that, because the first couple of nights is going to take some people a little time to get used to it. But some of the sponsors, we've got basically all the big lighting companies. We've got Chauvet, American DJ, Blizzard, Eternal Lighting, and I'm trying not to miss anyone. The audio companies, Top Hits, Prime Cuts, Promo Only. DJ Event Planner is doing it. Evie's there. Denon's there. I'm missing someone, and who am I missing?
Take that prize back.
Yeah, exactly. This is why I didn't want to do this live, guys.
John, and many more.
Eternal. Who else am I missing? There's two more. And
Is it audio?
Is it?
That's all you got to say. And many more.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, and again, we're trying to work with some who are going to be coming in with that companion type prize. So we'll have this all figured out by about Thursday of this week, and next Monday night we'll be introducing it and talking about it and talking specific prizes and how much the different prizes are, because again, it's really kind of cool when a person can win a something that's worth $2,000. So that's pretty cool.
Is it authorized for Canada?
There's the problem.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Just move, Anthony. Just move.
Get a PO box. I'll
just
set
gonna
you up with a PO box.
I was going to say, Anthony, what you could do is you could sign up, and then you could have a U.S. address. And let's see, MJ, Dan, they're both somewhat within a reasonable distance of you. I'm sure they would only have a little bit of a management fee.
Only
we'll see.
Another cost.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be too bad. Not too bad at all.
MJ would do it for 19. You have to drive farther.
19 what?
% of the total cost.
90%.
Already paid.
I'm doing math. Come on.
I do know that talking to him, it's 33. Is that right, Anthony? 33% for them to ship it in. Like if he would just order it
on top of taxes, or not tax, shipping, and the total cost of shipping and the unit in Canadian dollars. So double it up.
Oh, so
Wow.
it's like $4.
33% on top of all that just to ship it in. Importing.
But it's
Two
Canadian.
19-inch touchscreen monitors to ship them from Florida each monitor was 120 American. It was gonna end up costing me $1,000 Canadian to get that in.
Holy cats! On that happy note,
this is $500 in the U.S. I paid $1,000 for it.
Wow!
All the way from Louisiana.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I got to do this, and we're gonna do this right now tonight because I haven't been grabbing a screenshot. So
I already posted one, John.
Well, and then I forget. I can't find those. So everyone, look at the camera and give it your best winning smile because I'm going to do a screenshot. Here we go, guys. Hey, we actually look somewhat decent. Except MJ doesn't, but that's another. Looks like a man he's been eating prunes a little bit too much tonight.
That's my mean mugging look. That's my mean.
You hold back against John. I'm wondering why.
He will take you out with his NS7, so I'd be careful.
Exactly. I'm just wanting to keep my knees out of the way whenever he's around with that NS7.
The NS7 or the NS7 Road case?
No, I think it was the controller itself. Anyway, guys, it's 8:30. We're going to wrap things up. Thank you guys for being on tonight. If this is your first time watching one of our Monday night chats, we've got a few of them out there. You can go check those out. We try to arrange them by topic so you can go and check some things out with those. And if it's your very, very first time of being here with any of the Disc Jockey News videos, there's a subscribe button down there that you guys can... No, down. I'm looking at the video. It must point that way. Anyway, it's down to the bottom where the subscribe buttons are. Click that. That'll get you on so that when the Rewind Report hits on Wednesday, you'll be one of the first ones who can watch it and learn about the cool new stuff in the DJ industry. Did we cover the bases?
What are we talking about next week, John?
I don't know.
Food.
It's on the schedule. I don't remember what exactly it was, but I think
I will find it.
Yeah, it might have been Jeremy. I think it might have been one of your topics that you came up with.
All right.
You had a good topic. I wanted. Oh yeah, it was one of the weeks that we had a family. The family. I don't know if it's that next week or the week. Anyway, well, it's on the schedule. So, but yeah, before Christmas, I wanted to dig into that balance between our personal lives and our business. And I say it that way because like in Anthony's case, he's doesn't have family, children, I should say. And MJ, he tries to balance his business and his personal life. He likes to go out and do things and be involved. So we're each coming at it from a different perspective. So it'll be a good chat. I'm excited to have that one. So,
and if you want a little teaser before we go into next week, we had the conversation about this with Bill Herman and Mitch Taylor at the DJ Expo. A little plug there. So
yeah.
Up that video, but yeah, next week should be interesting.
Should be some good stuff. So once again, thank you guys, everyone. Give a big wave. Bye-bye to our crowd. This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News and Disc Jockey News TV, and this is the crowd from our Monday night live DJ chat. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Good night. Bye. Adios.
Adios.
Farewell.
Happy tree.